We're here, X.
Why'd you call us?
So, I wanted us to make a sequel of our biggest video yet. Yo, what's good, my fellow Maverick Slayers? It's your boy X, and today we're gonna be ranking the Sonic CD zones from easiest to hardest. Okay, no more BS. Let me introduce you to the rest of the cast. Some of them you might already know. So let's give a warm welcome to two of my best friends to help me with the Sonic 3 and Knuckles video.
Hi, my name is Iris.
Dime Zero.
But since it's the long-awaited sequel of the Sonic 3 and Knuckles video, I decided to go even further and got help from 5 friends. So let the newcomers introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Alia.
What's up, dudes? I'm Axel.
Greetings, I'm Commander Signas.
Hello, my name is Leia.
Hey, my name is Rob, but you can call me Mega Man.
Sonic CD is a very different game to the ones we've ranked before, so we're having a new difficulty system. Blue is the simple zones, green is the easy zones, yellow is the medium zones, and orange is the tricky zones. So without further ado, here we go!
Blue rank, easiest zone, Palm Tree Panic. We are off to a great start by having the first zone of the game to be the easiest. This zone has very simple platforming both horizontally and vertically. Though two bad nicks I'll tell you to be careful about are the Needle Nose and the Tamabow, as the Needle Nose will drop to the ground if it sees you, and the Tamabow will shoot off loud projectiles on its two sides. Now let's travel to the past and see how it was before. Palm Tree Panic's platforming is still very free, which suits its relaxing atmosphere, and the robot generators are always in the higher areas of the first 2 acts. By the way, if you're about to finish Act 1, try to travel back to the present to find a new character.
now how about we find out the future?
After that, Act 3 will show your good future only if you've destroyed the 2 robot generators in those previous levels. The good future of this zone is a paradise. Everything looks tropical and peaceful. Now let's face against the boss. Egg Havoc 001!
Thanks, Alia. I'll take it from here. Now, the Egg Havoc is a piss-easy boss fight. What the fuck? You already died? Yeah, this fight is pathetic. Let's rewind. While you can fight him from the front and deal with the bumpers and spiky shoes, just get behind him and wail 3 hits. Yes, he goes down in 3 hits! Anyways, one fact about this boss is that in the bad future version, the machine's orange, but in the good future, it's pink. And that's Palm Tree Panic. Perfect zone to start Sonic CD due to its free platforming.
Green rank, titled Tempest. The only underwater zone in Sonic CD. And it's easy. Here's the thing, this is a labyrinth zone. There are many more air bubbles, which will prevent us from drowning easily. Also, titled Tempest is a lot less narrow than Labyrinth, and there's much less water and traps.
Sonic CD is the only game in the series where the drowning theme is different. Roll the clip, Iris. And this is CD's drowning theme. Thanks for the help, Iris.
So let's see the past. Now, Tidal Tempest is a cavern with deep water. Just remember, the robot generators are on the latter upper halves of Act 1 and Act 2, and always take an air bubble when underwater to avoid drowning. But now that we have destroyed both generators, let's see what the future awaits. Now, Tidal Tempest is a high-tech water plant, highlighted by its pink background. The boss of this zone is obviously Eggman, and he's using the egg bubble. In the first half of the fight, you'll have to chase him around the looping section, so just camp out near an invisibility monitor and strike him. The second half is slightly more complicated. He takes one hit to end the fight, but has 16 air bubbles to shield himself. You have to use the air bubbles so you don't drown to make an opening. So, be careful when Eggman decides to move from the right side to the left, or vice versa, as he will shoot out 4 small projectiles to hit you. Try to stick to the walls when it happens, and then quickly go attack him.
Ultimately, Tidal Tempest is an easy zone due to its forgiving air bubble placement, removing narrow parts and allowing you to avoid the water.
Quartz Quadrant. This zone takes place in a cave rich in quartz, as the name suggests. Despite having many annoying badniks, like Sasoris, who will shoot out a small projectile at you, and Kamushis, who have to be hit on the head to be destroyed. Quartz Quadrant is an easy zone due to its linearity. While you can go up, it's mainly through conveyor belts.
Due to those conveyor belts and the linearity of the zone, you can easily time travel.
So, let's see the past. The past makes this zone a shiny cave, untouched by Eggman's industrialization. It is also pretty linear, proven by both robot generators being in the center of conveyor belts. Now that the robot generators are broken, we will find out which future awaits. The good future turned this cave into a high-tech city, turquoise domes and crystal towers. The boss in this zone is the Egg Treadmill. It's a pretty simple boss. It tries to push you back to some spikes and drops a ball that splits into 4 balls that fall. This is a battle of endurance. You can't damage Eggman directly. He's damaged by you running and surviving.
Ultimately, Quartz Quadrant is a linear zone with an easy boss, and that's why it's in this place.
Yellow ring, collision chaos. This zone is a dreamlike casino, heavily inspired by Casino Night from Sonic 2. And just like in that level, traversing will not be the easiest. Fun fact, at the top of the level, you can see Mobius, aka Sonic's world, and at the bottom, Little Planet, where we are to stop Eggman's plans. Through the sunset sky in this level is quite mesmerizing. You still have to pay attention to the spikes and badniks of this zone. Luckily for us, there are springboards to quickly have us travel to the past.
Fun fact, you saw how in the beginning Metal Sonic kidnapped Amy? In that cutscene, Metal Sonic was going to attack you as well, but it was scrapped. So you can still see remains of it due to there being a shield at the beginning of Act 1. Now how about we travel to the past, Axel?
Collision Chaos's past has an orange daytime, really setting that primitive image, along with its grassy floating platform. Though, try to remember that the robot generators are located in the middle of the stage, usually either high or low. Once you've got that done, it's time to see our future. The good future shows a blend of technology and nature. The sky is a turquoise noon, and the bushes standing right next to the sleek blue buildings. Now, we're gonna face it against the boss, the Egg Pinball. This boss is so annoying. It's a huge pinball stage, but Eggman will try to keep you down or have you fall into spikes. Just precisely go up and avoid stalling his balls. Once you hit Eggman, a bar below prevents you from falling down. Just keep jumping and you'll win. And that's Collision Chaos, a tedious zone with an annoying boss fight. That's why it falls on medium.
Wacky workbench. This factory is a mess. Be very careful while traversing this zone. Don't ever touch the ground, as you'll be launched to the top and will have to walk back down. If you see wires flash while connecting mines, get out of that area before you get shocked.
Fun fact, Wacky Workbench's original name was Crazy Toy Box, and you can still hear that name in the present theme.
Now that you've seen the zone's gimmicks, let's travel to the past. Wacky Workbench's past shows a construction phase factory within a canyon. The same hazards of the present are still here, though badniks aren't as annoying. Fortunately, Wacky Workbench's vertical design and its complex layout make badnik encounters quite rare. Remember the Act 1 robot generators beneath the piston crusher? They actually don't crush you, and just take you through a pipe system somewhere else. While Act 2's robot generator is at the beginning of the level. Now that you've destroyed the robot generators, let's face our future. Wacky Workbench has become a toy factory in its good future, going from a purple or green factory to a bright purple and a blue one. The boss of this zone is the Egg Racer, a large drill rocket made by Eggman. After you initially hit it, 4 platforms will fall to the ground. Quickly jump on them to avoid the electric current. While the platform launches you upwards, just jump to get to the next base. Now after you do that twice, you'll see the Egg Racer stuck on the ceiling. Jump or spin dash into it, and you've won.
Just like Palm Tree Panic's boss, the Egg Racer's bad future form is gray, and the good future form is purple.
Orange Rank, Stardust Speedway. This zone is a glitzy Hollywood-like hallway with intertwined roadways. It also has a low amount of badniks, as it's focused on speed and allowing you to time travel, making a multi-layered road with launchers, springs, and many other options to catch speed. Now, let's see the past. Stardust Speedway's past shows a city with Greco-Roman architecture. You could see a calm water lake beneath you, and behind it lies pavilions and temples. Act 1's robot generator is in the early lower half of the level, and Act 2's generator is in the early lower half of the level. One thing to note is that the multi-layered road structure and the lack of badniks of the present still applies here.
Now let's see the future.
Stardust Speedway's good future shows an amusement park with neon green and pink lighting, and a teal midnight sky overlooking a blooming metropolis. Now comes the moment everyone's waited for, the race against Metal Sonic. And I'm not gonna lie, it's not that hard. X just has skill issues.
The fuck you say to me, you little shit!
Cut.
X? What the fuck?
Good God, where do I even start? This race is a war of attrition, where only the better hedgehog wins. And Metal Sonic's not gonna take it easy. Being backed up by Eggman's insta-death laser, this race is gonna be intense. Metal Sonic himself is gonna attack you in two ways. The first attack is the V Maximum Override. If you're ahead of Metal Sonic, he'll dash towards you, covered in an energy field that will hurt you. He can easily catch up to you. The other attack is the Spark Field. It will activate if you're behind him, slowing Metal Sonic down. But if you get near him, you'll get hit. Oh, and not to mention that Metal Sonic can hurt you, but you can't hurt him. Which, you don't really want that, as Eggman's insta-death laser is right behind you. To add insult to injury, there are spikes scattered throughout the raceway, and they're in some of the most annoying spots. If I'm gonna be honest, there's no other advice I can give you than to get good. So for now, just sit back and enjoy the race. Now before we get to the next zone, this was 10-year-old me's POV when I fought against Metal Sonic. Hardest zone in the game, Metallic Madness.
Yo! Ah!
This is it, the last zone of this game. Eggman's not screwing around. This zone is plagued with many traps and badniks, like the pistons. They move slowly, but will crush you if you rush through. A stage hazard exclusive to Act 2 is the Shrink Ray. You're locked in a small part of the stage where you have to climb up as a shrunken Sonic, and after navigating it, you become normal through another ray. The last thing to look out for are the big bombs. These proximity mines explode projectiles in a V-shaped pattern. Get near to clear them, but keep your distance to not be part of the explosion. The rest of the hazards aren't that bad to understand. You'll figure them out. So let's go to the pass.
So Metallic Madness was always a factory.
I know.
Metallic Madness is still a giant stronghold, even while under construction in its past. The same hazards like the saws, giant proximity mines, and the confusing pipe system are still here, making this zone still difficult to finish. Just remember, Act 1's robot generator is in an area with 3 U-shaped half-pipes, being placed in the middle one, while Act 2's robot generator is in the upper half of the stage. When you're next to a moving piston, try to jump above it, and then jump again to get the generator. And now that we see the future, let's face it,
We actually did it. Metallic Madness became a technological utopia that coexists with nature, reflected by the lush greenery, water fountains, and the metal adapting a sleek blue hue. Additionally, this is the only level in the whole game with a bottomless pit, even in the good future. Now for the only mini-boss in this whole game, the Hotarus. They are firefly robots that will be invulnerable while dashing on the screen, before standing still and firing their laser. First comes one, and then in a pair. Hitting them is way harder than it looks. And now for the final boss, the Egg Spinner. Yeah, who am I kidding? This fight is pathetic. You have rings, and the fight has 4 easy attacks. The first attack is the blade drop. He'll extend his blades, giving you a brief opening, then drop forward to 2 of them vertically. The second attack is the rotation. He'll spin around the floor. Just hug the walls and you're good. The third attack is the angle blade. A blade will be thrown at you at a specific angle, and stay on the floor for a few seconds. The last attack is the Pogo Blade. Eggman's desperate now, and uses his last blade to jump around. Just jump on him like before. Oh, and the worst part is, this fight only takes 4 hits. 1 more than the Palm Tree Panic boss. And that's Metallic Madness, the perfect finale for Sonic CD. Now let's get out of here. If you've made it this far into the video, thank you. This video took me a lot of time to make, and I made it as a 400 sub special. And to all the voice actors in the video, I couldn't have done this without you. I'm forever indebted to each and every single one of you. And now, looking back at my channel, thank you to all my fans. There's still gonna be more things here. So don't think of it as a goodbye, think of it as a see you later. But it's not over yet. Stay tuned for the credits.